Welcome to Cowboy Logic. On today's episode, we're going to cover doubling our horse into the fence. We're going to have a fact or fiction about swirls on the horse. We're also going to teach you how to start teaching your horse how to do a come-over cue. And then we're going to check in on Thug and continue our progression and get the first ride on him today. Thank you for being here, and stay tuned.
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
ValleyVet.com, ValleyVet.com, Valley Vet Supply.
KFRM is one of the largest farm radio stations in the nation, dedicated to informing and entertaining rural listeners from northern Oklahoma to southwestern Nebraska. You can catch KFRM in many ways. Of course, 550 on the AM dial, streaming at kfrm.com, or on your smartphone by going to the TuneIn Radio app, or on Ag AM in Kansas on Tuesdays and Facebook every day of the week. KFRM, tune us in. You'll be glad you did.
Welcome back. In this segment, we're going to discuss doubling our horses into the fence. And for me, this is a great exercise for young riders and for more advanced riders as well, because what we're going to work on here is being able to move our hands and change our seat position and help our horses through a nice flowing turn. As we get ready here, I'll demonstrate for just a second, and then I'll also have Elizabeth, who's helping me out today, do it a couple times too. For me, as I'm thinking about doubling into the fence, it's a three-step process. I'm going to look over my right shoulder if I'm turning to the right. I'm going to lift on that right rein, add that left leg, and then when I'm 100% sure that this horse is going to make the turn, I'm going to drive him out of there. So our thought process here is we're going to look, we're going to lift, and then we're going to leave. So again, as I'm walking along, I'm going to look, lift, and I'm going to leave out of there. So if I'm at a walk, whatever cadence I've got is what cadence I want to take through that turn. So I'm going to look over my shoulder, I'm going to lift, release, and leave. Look, lift, release, and leave. A lot of times people get confused on a double into the fence and a rollback. The difference is there is no stop with a double. We're going to get Elizabeth out here, and we're going to have her demonstrate this a couple times. All right, so we've got Elizabeth ready to go. She's going to go down here. She's going to look, lift, now release and drive out. Try to keep your shoulders over your hips, turn in your core more instead of leaning forward. Look, lift, release, and drive him out of there. The more that horse wants to pause in that turn, the more you need to bring both legs on and drive him out. Drive, drive, push. And you can hear that this horse is getting a little bit close to the wall. That's okay. I'd rather him be too close than too far away. What you don't want is you don't want your horse circling out and away from the wall and then turning. Right there was a nice job. Push him out. There you go, Elizabeth. That's really good. Look, lift, release, and drive. And actually, what's happening here is I need you to release with that leading rein a little sooner in this turn, okay, Elizabeth? Now, drive. Did you notice he didn't get your foot that time? You don't want to ride all the way to the back side of the turn. You want to quit a little quicker. So when you're 100% sure that your horse is going to make the turn, release and quit. There, drive. Can you feel that difference now? It's looking really good. Look, lift, release, and drive. Now that time, feel how you rode all the way to the back side of the turn? You got to release a little sooner, because what happens? When we ride all the way over there and we keep that hand way out here like this, we end up stepping in that right stirrup, and it's almost like you're asking for a leg yield or a side pass to the wall at that stage. So you look, now release and drive. Good. Really nice job there. Let's get 2 more. So drive up there, look, lift, release, driving, driving, driving. Look, lift, now release and drive him out of there. Good job. These doubles are a great exercise. Say you have a horse that you've brought to a new place and he's a little bit uncomfortable in there. Kick out there on the rail. Get out there. Start changing that direction. Don't give him time to focus on all the issues that are there, all the new things. Get him back to focused on what you're asking your horse to do. We need to set expectations for our horse and help them to meet those expectations. When we come back, I'll talk to you about swirls in our Fact or Fiction segment.
Welcome to the Jerry Thomas Gallery and Collection, where we showcase my renowned frontier military and Native American artifacts. Behind me you see a touch of fall. We put together not only the beauty of Micah Highwalking, who is the first graduate of West Point of the Northern Cheyenne people and a dear friend, but also a Hudson's Bay blanket that I have here in the gallery. The unique opportunity that I was able to have was we unveiled this painting and surprised Micah at Custer Battlefield, a true honor.
Welcome back. This week on Fact or Fiction, we're going to discuss whether or not the swirls on your horse have anything to do with their disposition or their trainability. It was explained to me at a very young age by an older cowboy that actually swirls do have a lot to do with whether a horse is trainable or more willing. It was explained that if the swirl is actually in the center of the eyes, that typically means that the eyes are set wider on the horse, and that allows the horse to have a wider field of vision. I've personally rode lots of different horses with multiple swirls, swirls where they're not supposed to be, and I found that some of them it didn't matter on. They were just good individuals. So I'm not saying that this is rock solid, that I would only buy a horse if the swirl was exactly in the center of his head, or if he only had one. If he had multiples, I've had several that were lots of different ways. But if I was looking for a horse that I wanted to make sure his disposition might be a little bit easier to get along with, I would sure look for a swirl in the center of the head with the eyes set wide on the skull. When we come back, I'll teach you how to put a come-over cue on your horse.
This is one of my favorite bits that I make. The name I give this bit is a derby bit. I had a roan head horse that was running through the bridle with the chain bit, and I made this bit here. It really worked good on that horse. I sent this bit to Donnie McNeese, who breaks in cattle for Jeff Smith and Ike Cox, and I said, ride this bit on a lot of horses, see how you get along with it. They did. He said, Bull, that's really a good bit. Fits a lot of horses. Then I give this bit to my good friend Brent Wright, who I make bits for, and I said, see how this bit will work on a reining horse. I call him up a couple months later. I said, Brent, how you getting along with that bit? And he said, good. He said, you don't need it right this minute, do you? And I said, no. He said, good, because I'm down here in Texas and I just won a big futurity riding that bit. And when Brent got home, he gave me the buckle that he won the futurity with. I'm really proud of that buckle that Brent Wright gave it to me, and also that he got along so good with my bit.
In this segment, we're going to teach Diesel how to do the come-over cue. When we start introducing the come-over cue, first and foremost, you need to remember to position the horse to do the most amount of work. There's going to be several different cues that we put into place here, but The most important cue, the only cue that should matter in the end, is when we step up on something, our horse should come over, pick us up, so we can mount him. So as I walk up to this block, I'm positioning him over here to do the most work possible. So as I step up on this block, I'm going to lift and smooch 4 times. So I'm just lifting on that rein. Now, what I'm watching for is I want that hip to move to me, and I'll take the pressure off. So our progression will be, I'll lift, I'll smooch 4 times, I'll spank the air, I'll spank the saddle, and then I'll tap the butt. So it'll look something like this. I lift, he didn't move, now I'm going to spank the air. Now the saddle, I'm tapping the saddle. Now right to his hip. And I'm just going to tap that hip until it moves toward me. As soon as it moves toward me, and I'm just going to make it uncomfortable for him. I'm not hitting him hard by no means. I'm just going to keep that pressure there till he finds the answer. As soon as he moved toward me, I take all that pressure off. I rub him. I let him know, great job. So here we go again. I'm going to lift that hand. I'm going to smooch, spank the air, saddle, came to me, I'm going to take that pressure off. Now we're a long ways away from me being able to actually get on him and have him parallel with this step, but we're just going to keep working toward that. Here we go again. I lift, spank the air, saddle, now the hip. I'm going to ask that hip to move to me. Just keep that pressure on till he steps to you. Now, I feel like he's kind of getting the idea, so I'm just going to instantly come back with it and try to get some movement over here to where he's parallel to me. Get to the hip. Came again. Really like that. Reward him with a little bit of a release. If you feel like he's a little too tight right there, ask for a step back. Here we go again. If they move away, that's okay. They're allowed to make mistakes. Keep that pressure on them until they come back. Here we go again. It's really important that we don't take that pressure away when he's moving away from us. We want to release when he's coming to us. That time I kept the pressure on until he moved 2 or 3 steps. That was a really nice job. All right. Going to the saddle, moved away, I'm going to bring him to me. Right back. There he came to me, good. My goal is to get him over here parallel next to this. Kind of fooled me a little bit. I'm just going to keep that pressure on that hip till his hip comes to me. That was better. Just rubbing it away. Come back and ask him again. Now we're really, really close right there. We're almost parallel. I want him to know I'm really liking it. He's linking up that pressure means to move his hip to me here. So we're starting to make that progress. Got 1 step. And at first, it's important to go slow. As you start helping him, he'll get more confidence and then he'll come to you a lot quicker. But it's important that you acknowledge each step when you're first starting this. All right, here we go again. There it was right there. That time I didn't even have to go to the saddle. I want him back here. I'm going to keep that pressure on until he gets back over here. He knows what the game is already. He's figuring it out. There. Really good. When they move away from you, just make it a little bit uncomfortable for them. Bring them back to you and release. We're getting close there. So what I do here is I feel like he came to me pretty good. I'll just walk him off. I'll set him up for the most amount of work again. We'll bring him up here. And we'll just go through the same progression. I'll raise that hand. Good. Put a little more pressure again. Need his hip, there it is, right there. They should bring that stirrup to you and pick you up every time. So I'm just going to step on him for the first time. I'm not going to get in a hurry right here. I want him to stand here quiet and easy. We'll ride him off. Ask him to stop. I'm going to step off and do it again. This come over cue will make you look like an amazing horseman, when in all reality, it's just a matter of applying pressure and release. If he moves away, I'll pick the pressure up. There, he's trying. Need him to know that away's not the answer. He wasn't wanting to settle there. There. I'm going to ask him for one more step. He's not quite parallel. If I settle for halfway, halfway will be even less next time. I need one more step here. There. I want to make sure he's parallel to it every time. And then he's coming and hunting it. We'll walk him away again. Once we get him where he's pretty consistent with this, then we would take and start moving our block around, or start crawling up on a picnic table or the side of your trailer and start working him from there. So we raise our hand, smooch, he's coming over. There. It's amazing how quickly they figure out what the right answer is. When we come back, we'll continue with Thug's first lesson and show you his first ride.
Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture, represents grassroots agriculture. The state's largest and most powerful farm organization stands up for its members through leadership development, agriculture education, legal defense, environmental advocacy, farm safety, and risk management. Members also enjoy money-saving benefits. To join our organization today or to learn more, go to www.kfb.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter.
Fort Wallace was the fightingest fort in the West. Fossils, Indians, soldiers, scouts, wagons, trails, pioneers, stories. Discover the story of Fort Wallace and the people who served here, the people who fought here, the people who settled here. Wallace County, where the past is present.
In this episode, you're going to see how I'll take my groundwork and transfer it into the saddle, and you'll get to see how I'll handle the first ride on this colt. Every time that hip kind of leaves me, I'm just going to redirect him back around here. There's 100 different ways to get this same thing. I'm just using the way that kind of works for me. There we go. You can see there he kind of really shouldered into me that time. It was nice. Rub around on that saddle a little bit. If he leaves, I'll just redirect him back over here. Every time he comes up with an idea that's not mine, I'll redirect him back to mine. There we go. You can see here he really exposed his side to me this time. It's a lot better. Just gonna rub him. Let him know all is good. Just kind of work my way back here. Rub his butt. Move that stirrup. Let him know it's there. Tap the saddle. Put a little weight on the horn. If he goes to go, that's fine. We'll redirect him back. There we go. Pretty comfortable with that head. He's bringing it to me in a hurry every time. All good. Just rubbing on him. I'm not in any big hurry for anything. I'm gonna rub his butt with my foot. Let him feel a little bit of weight there. Just slide over here. If something went to happen, I'd just step up and be on this panel. Let him feel my weight. Rub him. Get my stirrup there. Get my stirrup over here. Just keep rubbing him. As I said here, I'm in no hurry to go anywhere or do anything. Now here's where I sending him back and forth is gonna really come in handy, because I actually have to bring his nose into the fence to help him here. And I'm going right to, I was pushing that hip. I'm gonna rub him to a stop. All right, I'm gonna push that hip. It's a pretty hot day here in Kansas. Rub him to a stop. Let him know I'm not so bad up here. Kind of push him over here so he can see me out of that right eye a little bit too. I want him to see me both places. All right, I'm gonna left rein, left leg, and push that hip around. Rub him to a stop. Just help him out all I can. I'm gonna ask him. I'm just gonna pick up a rhythm with that right leg till the feet move, and then I'm gonna get quiet and get to neutral. Like Gary's wanting to pull, so I'm just gonna let him run into that and let him find a stop. And it's okay. I'm gonna reach down here and rub him. Let him know I'm here for him to help him through this. And it's just up to me to set up here and breathe and relax. There it was. Good job, baby. I need to rub him as much as I can, let him know this is a good deal. I'm just gonna pick up a rhythm with that left leg again. Ask him out there. As he's moving, I'm just gonna pet him. Ask him out. Let him move just a little bit, fill me up here. The whole key is when I get what I'm after, I get really quiet and I kind of set up here in neutral position. I'm gonna take his hip, then release and let him out. Take his hip, release and let him out. Hip, release and let him out. And I'm just kind of bumping with that right leg, helping him. Every time he moves forward, I get quiet. And he's not that broke in his face. He's barely halter broke. So it's really wonderful how soft he's trying to stay. I'm not really that worried about where we're going here at this stage. I kind of want to keep myself set up for success though, so I'll try to keep him moving around to the left a little bit. But I don't care if we're going across the middle or not going in a straight line or anything like that right now. I feel like every step forward he takes, we're winning a world championship right now. And I don't want to rush him. I could drive him out and rush him and he'd get troubled. And I want him to build some confidence with me up here. Confidence in the cue that I'm presenting. When I get him confident at the walk, then we'll go to the trot. There we go. It's really tough to keep your eyes up, but here, especially like right now, you need to be looking where you're wanting to go, eyes up. That way you keep a good body posture. I'm gonna bend him down to a stop, make sure he's still kind of paying attention. Like right now, I have no legs on him. He just needs to find that stop and soften off of that. Yeah. Flip that lead over. We'll let him see us on this other side. There we go. Rub him. Bump him out of there. There we go. I'm gonna take his hip this way. Just make sure that he's listening to the things we taught him on the ground. He's pretty confident in those. I'm just bumping with that left leg, saying, step forward. There. As soon as he steps forward, I'm just gonna sit here and relax. Let him know he's doing great. Rub him. I'm gonna take his hip. I'm gonna start bumping him to take a step forward. As soon as he steps, I get them legs quiet. Got a little tense there, so I'm gonna redirect him again. There we go. Bump. Help him out. When you feel him kind of get tense, redirect him. Don't let him get out there in no man's land. He's wanting to kind of hang on me. I don't want to go solid with that rein right there. I don't want to give him something to brace on. There we go. So I just kind of milked it a little bit, which meant I just kind of opened and closed my hand. Good. We're going to ask him to move off again. There. Every time he steps off nice, I just get quiet up here. He's got a couple buddies outside the door there that he's pretty interested in, and that's fine. I'm gonna hold till that nose comes to me. There, I'm gonna release. You're gonna find points in there where they wanna get sticky or they wanna get real stiff. Just use your points and release when you get what you want. There. Help them out. Hip. And stop. Thank you for watching Cowboy Logic. I hope you enjoyed it today. If you have any requests for shows, check us out on our website, leeharttraining.com, or send me a private message on Facebook. So grab your horse and go out and give it a good old Cowboy Logic try.